What's up, resellers? Welcome to the video, and today we are heading to a new area to hit up some charity shops, clean them out of all their goodies, and yes, this location is Henleys. First up, Cats Protection. Iconically, this shop is always expensive, or like not this shop specifically because I don't normally come here, but the Cats Protection chain of shops, typically I find they're quite expensive on their pricing for things. Like this thing there, I think it was like £8 or maybe £10. I was just quite enjoying having a little gander around. So I'm out charity shopping with my mum at this point. And I'm not trying to be too harsh on myself or too hard on myself to find like the craziest gems or whatever. If they come across my path, of course, I'm going to pick them up. But I was just generally having a browse, trying to get back into the feel of being out at charity shops, wandering around, taking a look at all kinds of things. Like 30 quid on this clock. I thought that was actually a really, really cool price for what that is. It looked like an original vintage piece, not like some crappy remake. Just going through this clothing rail. Found this Wrangler icons with pearl snap buttons, reduced from 20 quid down to 10. Seems like a really nice price, extra large on the size. Got the Western style pockets, the Western style sleeve. I think that one's coming with me. The other one that caught my eye is this Lee Brave Riders jacket. It's kind of plasticky leather, layered plasticky leather, but Lee is a pretty good brand. I don't know, not so sold on that one because of the price. Maybe we look that one up. It was indeed fake. Heading into Twinovus, you tell me how you say it. But I like the little scarf bin there. I've already got hundreds of scarves, so I don't need any more of them, but just thought it was nice. I like the silk scarves. I think they look cool and they feel nice. But anyway, let's not get carried away with that. I was trying to have a browse through the rail here to see if anything stuck out to me. This one did stick out, this Jacques Vert dress or skirt. I think it was $4.99, $7.99. I can't read what it said there. It was too quick for me. But I couldn't tell whether it was actually a vintage piece or a modern piece, because the label looks vintage, but the care label looked modern, and I just wasn't sure. But after doing some research, it seems like it was a vintage piece, and it flips for around 15 to 20 quid on eBay pretty consistently, especially this time of year. I'm just having a gander around at this point, seeing what's in the shop. Here, there's like a mixture of new stuff and pre-owned stuff that seems to be they've scattered it and mixed it between it rather than like keeping it completely separate, which I quite like the layout of. It makes you look at everything rather than completely avoid the new stuff. But still, that's not what we're here for. That's not what I'm looking for. I did spot these games in the top right-hand corner of the shop. None of them are actually like good sellers or anything for me to like clean out on them, and I think their prices were a little bit high. It was like $1.99 or $2.49 for like SmackDown Raw. Now this shop is so expensive, and I actually couldn't believe it. Like, this was completely a different experience than any other St. Peter's hospice I've been in, and I'll say it, like, they think that they're a retail store with like brand new stuff, and now I'll give it to them. The shoes and stuff are in really nice condition, but they're charging £25 a pair, £30 a pair, £35 a pair, and like some of these jackets and things, like look at that, $14.99 for a Regatta Great Outdoors jacket. Like, I don't know where they're getting some of these prices from. Like, some of the prices on this stuff you couldn't even get for it like on eBay. Like, maybe that was a good buy, but no, $12.99 for a Gant thing. There's no profit to be made there. And maybe that's what they're trying to go for now, is they realize there's a bunch of resellers out there that will make the profit if they don't do it themselves. And it's that whole thing of like, because it's in a shop, they can sell things that we can't sell online. Hello, I am back home. I've been out all day or all morning with the mumsy. We hit up 4 different charity shops that were in the Henleys area, if you know that area. There you go, they're the 4 charity shops that are there. There are some like more areas just next to it that we could have gone on to or driven onto and then hit those areas up as well. But once we got to about 12 o'clock, it was so hot, we were ready to call it a day anyway. We knew the day was just going to keep on getting hotter as it goes on. So we thought, let's call it early, get back home, have a chill out, cup of tea, all that stuff. But now I'm back, my mum's headed off. I'm going to go through all of the things that I picked up from today. It is a clothing haul, I would say. I couldn't find anything bric-a-brac that was worth picking up. Everything out there that I picked up or I tried to handle or I tried to look up was either way too expensive or they were asking way too much for it. It just didn't have a demand for it. It just wasn't the right stuff to be picking up. So where I've tried to increase my margins and I'm trying to make every purchase a worthwhile purchase, I don't want to be wasting my money picking anything up that isn't worth my time. I'm very much trying to be aware and like avoid talking myself into purchasing something because maybe the trip's not going so well, so I might as well pick up a few things to make it worthwhile, but then I end up buying these things and then selling them for the amount I bought them for or even less and then losing money. So we're avoiding that at all costs and we're only sticking to things that we know we can make a profit on, and that's why I've picked up these things today. So first up is this Palmer Sport racing cap. It says Motorsport Vision on the side there, Palmer Sport on the front. You've got the little one on there, and there's like a embroidered signature into the side of here. The only other ones we could find where it's got the embroidered signature are people were saying that like they worked in the pits for a day or they helped out on the race day and stuff like that, and that's where they were given the signed hats. But these apparently weren't available for public consumption. They weren't available for people to buy. They were only given out to people helping on the race day and stuff like that. Not too sure how accurate that is, but that's what Google was telling us anyway. On the low end, I should be looking at £15, or ones without the signature sell for around 15 quid. And on the high end, you can get about 30 quid with the signature. I paid £4.50 for this one. £4.50 for that hat. And I should be looking at 30 quid top end, 15 quid on the low end. Either way, I'm going to be more than doubling my money. Next pickup was also in that first shop, and this is a Nike Golf Dry Fit, large size on there. And it was £3.50. Really nice big Nike Dry Fit Golf t-shirt. I've sold these for like 20, 25, up to 30 quid before. And this one does have a little HP sponsorship on the side there. I don't think that actually increases the value or anything, but I mean, maybe it does. Who knows? I know there are certain like football shirts where if it's got a certain like sponsor on it, then that sponsor dropped out the next season, so it makes that shirt more rare because you can't find that shirt with a sponsor. You know, all of that kind of stuff. If you're into it, you know what you're looking for. The next pickup was a brand I know. Hopefully you know, have learnt it by now as well. But it is made in Italy here, and it is a Paul Smith tailored fit plaid shirt or plaid shirt. It was $9.99, so paying up a little bit for this one. But even paying $9.99, I think I can sell this for around 30, 35 quid. So tripling my money, basically. I'm still happy with that. Like, that's good for me, man. The margins there, like, I haven't been outsourcing in too long. I haven't hung out with my mum in a while. I was trying to just like enjoy the time a bit more. I wasn't so stressed about, oh, I need to pick this up, pick that up. I was just picking up things that I thought were good, thought were cool, and still had a solid margin on them. Next pair of things I picked up, and a recent sale of mine influenced this pickup as well. I've recently sold a Rohan shirt. It was called like the Worldview shirt. It has like stripes down it, but it was made from like this UV protection material, anti-odor material. There was like silver or something like in the actual material of the shirt. I don't know what that helps with, you tell me. But anyway, sold that shirt for 30 quid. And then I picked up some Rohan shorts. Rohan shorts. Again, paid $9.99 for these ones. Quick look them up in the shop. This exact model in a smaller size sold for £31, 12p or something. So Rohan in just a slightly larger size, 38 on the waist. I'm confident I can hit around 30 quid for those. And then the next two items, final two items, that's what I mean. It wasn't a crazy haul, but we picked up a few solid things. This one is a Wrangler Icons shirt. it has all the things that you want to see, right? So it's got the pearl snap buttons on there. It's got the Western style, like, shoulder flap clasp bit, whatever you call that. I can't remember what this bit's called, but the Western style where it's stitched in, it comes in, it's shaped rather than just being along the top hem there. And again, on the back, you've got the really nice shaping to the top of the shoulders. So a Wrangler dark denim wash pearl snap shirt. Paid a tenner for that one. It was originally going to be £20 and it was reduced to 10. And it's not because there's issues with it or anything, it's just because they've had it for a while, so they're now reducing it down. That created the perfect window for me to come in, pick it up at 10 quid, and hopefully flip it into 40, even potentially £50 I've seen some of those go for. And then the final pickup of the day was also in that same shop. This one is a Levi's shirt. I paid 10 quid for this Levi's shirt. Now, it's definitely not the season for it right now. I mean, it might be for some people, they wear it as an overshirt and that kind of thing. But this is a wool and viscose, that's correct, wool and viscose blend shirt. And when I was looking these up online, there was a whole mixture of different colors, different styles, some from the 90s, 80s, some that are more modern, all of the different variations out there. But it seems they're in that range of like 20 on the low end, or like 18.99 on the low end, all the way up to like 30, 40, sometimes even 50 or 60 quid depending on the shirt. I think a couple of them were brand new with tags though. It does have the little elbow pads on there. It's got the nice little like wooden buttons and stuff to go with it. 10 quid paid, 30 quid I'm going to say on that one. 30 quid, let's be conservative. So I've actually picked up 6 items and I've paid a total of £48 for them. Let me know, what do you think? Is that way too much? Have I paid way too much for these items? Some people may think that, but I'm confident in the amount I'm going to be able to sell them for. It might take a little while to see that money come back because of how long clothing can take through to sell, but I'm still happy that I've put some solid items, solid brands, in demand, searched for things that are now going to be going into my store, rather than just me trying to guess it or think, oh, this is a brand people might have heard of, let me pick that up. I've got more reasons why now, knowing the snap buttons, knowing the signatures, knowing the styles, the materials, the brands, like what people are actually searching for within that. Now I'm feeling good about it. I've got some new and exciting stuff coming for you next, so be sure to keep tuned. Hit a like on this video and tap subscribe if you're not already. Also hit that bell icon so when I do release a video, you get a notification. You don't end up missing it and then my videos are like lost in the realm of YouTube forever. So I really appreciate it if you do that. If you have enjoyed, smash a comment down below. I'll reply to you. Wish you a very blessed day. But yeah, I've dragged this ending on for far too long. Thanks for joining me. Peace.